Bonjour and welcome, viewers and students, to Let's Speak French, Parlons Français. These lessons on basic French are short and easy. And if you follow the program regularly, I can assure you that very soon you will be able to understand French quite easily. In the previous session, we learned how to speak about the weather in French. In today's lesson, we will learn two tenses, the recent past and the near future. This lesson is divided into three sections. In the first section, I will read out a French text where the verbs are conjugated either in the recent past or in the near future. Then in the next section, I will explain to you the construction and the use of these two tenses. And finally, in the third section, we will do an exercise to revise what we learned today. Let's begin the lesson with a French text. This text consists of a dialogue between a woman and an employee working at the postal service. The woman wants to inquire about a parcel. Bonjour, service clientèle de Colissimo. Comment puis-je vous servir? Bonjour, je m'appelle Caroline Lemoine. Je voudrais savoir si vous avez reçu un colis au nom de Guillaume Lemoine. Est-ce que vous avez le numéro de suivi de colis? TL 92 75 87. Le colis a été expédié le 12 avril. Cela fait 6 jours déjà. Un instant, s'il vous plaît. Je viens de vérifier la liste de colissage. Il y a 3 colis de la référence TS 92, mais pour la destination Marseille. Le colis dont je parle doit être livré ici, à Toulon. Le camion de 14 heures va bientôt arriver. Ah, le camion vient d'arriver. Nous allons aller le réceptionner. Je vous rappelle lorsqu'il est déchargé. Après 1 heure. On vient de recevoir un colis avec la référence TS 92 pour destination Toulon. Cependant, l'emballage est légèrement déchiré. Il reste un bout d'étiquette et le début de la référence est TS 92. Je crois qu'il s'agit de mon colis. C'est possible. Vous pouvez indiquer votre coordonnée, s'il vous plaît? Je vais contre-vérifier si ce colis vous appartient ou non. Guillaume Lemoine, 20 avenue de Verdun, Toulon, 31104. En face de la pharmacie Marianne? Oui, en fait, pas vraiment en face de la pharmacie Marianne, mais tout près. Bon, c'est certainement le colis de votre mari. Ah, quel soulagement! Nous allons venir le chercher en 20 minutes. Vous allez venir ici? Pourquoi ce n'est pas nécessaire? Le camion de livraison va passer chez vous à 16 heures. Nous venons de sortir de la maison. Nous ne rentrons que demain. C'est mieux si mon mari va chercher le colis tout de suite. D'accord, comme vous voulez. I'll again repeat the words. Bonjour, service clientèle de Colissimo. Comment puis-je vous servir? Bonjour, je m'appelle Caroline Lemoine. Je voudrais savoir si vous avez reçu un colis au nom de Guillaume Lemoine. Est-ce que vous avez le numéro de suivi de colis? TL 92 75 87. Le colis a été expédié le 12 avril. Cela fait 6 jours déjà. Un instant, s'il vous plaît. Je viens de vérifier la liste de colissage. Il y a 3 colis de la référence TS 92, mais pour la destination Marseille. Le colis dont je parle doit être livré ici, à Toulon. Le camion de 14 heures va bientôt arriver. Ah, le camion vient d'arriver. Nous allons aller le réceptionner. Je vous rappelle lorsqu'il est déchargé. après 1 heure. On vient de recevoir un colis avec la référence TS92 pour destination Toulon. Cependant, l'emballage est légèrement déchiré. Il reste un bout d'étiquette et le début de la référence est TS92. Je crois qu'il s'agit de mon colis. C'est possible. Vous pouvez indiquer votre coordonnée, s'il vous plaît? Je vais contre-vérifier si ce colis vous appartient ou non. Guillaume Lemoine, 20 avenue de Verdun, Toulon, 31104. En face de la pharmacie Marianne? Oui, en fait, pas vraiment en face de la pharmacie Marianne, mais tout près. Bon, c'est certainement le colis de votre mari. Ah, quel soulagement! Nous allons venir le chercher en 20 minutes. Vous allez venir ici? Pourquoi ce n'est pas nécessaire? Le camion de livraison va passer chez vous à 16 heures. Nous venons de sortir de la maison. Nous ne rentrons que demain. C'est mieux si mon mari va chercher le colis tout de suite. D'accord, comme vous voulez. So this was a short French text on the recent past and the near future. In the next section, I will explain to you the construction and the use of these two tenses. Let's begin with the recent past. The recent past, which is commonly known as passé récent or sometimes as the passé immédiat, is a past tense which is used to express an action that just happened. What distinguishes it from the compound past tense is that the action occurred right before the speaker talks about the action. In English, the word just is often used to distinguish between the compound past and the recent past. Let me give you an example to illustrate this difference. Guillaume Lemoine left the building. Guillaume Lemoine just left the building. In the first sentence, Guillaume Lemoine left the building, we only know one thing, that Mr. Lemoine isn't in the building anymore. But in the second sentence, Guillaume Lemoine just left the building, we know two things. Firstly, that Mr. Lemoine isn't in the building anymore, and secondly, that he left the building a short while ago. The word just therefore indicates a past action that took place a few minutes before the action is evoked. The structure that indicates the recent past in the French language is completely different from the English structure. In French, the verb venir, which means to come, is used to create the recent past. The formation of the tense is as follows: present tense of venir plus preposition the plus infinitive of the main verb. The action verb, which is the main verb, retains its infinitive form because in French, whenever a verb follows the preposition the or a, the verb is not conjugated. What is conjugated, however, is the verb venir, and the tense in which this verb is conjugated is in the present tense. So the key element in the construction of the recent past is the phrasal verb venir de. When examining irregular third group verbs, we learned that venir means to come and venir de means to come from. We also learned that the phrasal verb venir de precedes a location, such as Monsieur Lemoine vient de la poste, which translates as Mr. Lemoine comes from the post office. But in today's lesson, we find that the phrasal verb venir de precedes a verb. So when venir de is placed before a verb, such as Monsieur Lemoine vient de sortir, the phrasal verb functions as a structure used for constructing the recent past. So now that you know what the function of the recent past is, and how to construct it, let me illustrate the full conjugation of the verb sortir. Je viens de sortir. Tu viens de sortir. Il vient de sortir. Elle vient de sortir. Nous venons de sortir. Vous venez de sortir. Ils viennent de sortir. Elles viennent de sortir. In the text, the recent past has been used 4 times. Je viens de vérifier la liste de colissage. I just checked the packing list. Le camion vient d'arriver. The truck just arrived. On vient de recevoir un colis avec la référence TS92 pour destination Toulon. We just received a parcel with the reference number TS92 bound for Toulon. Nous venons de sortir de la maison. We just left home. When the main verb begins with a vowel or the letter H, the phenomenon of elision is respected. For example, elle vient d'établir la liste de colissage, which means she just drew the packing list, becomes elle vient d'établir la liste de colissage. One final point that needs to be mentioned before moving on to the near future is that the recent past is used mainly in oral French. Now let us examine the near future. This again is a tense that is mostly used in spoken French. The French language has 3 future tenses. In today's lesson, we will learn about the near future. This tense is known as le futur proche in French. A verb that is conjugated in the near future indicates an action that is about to happen. And similar to the recent past, the notion of immediacy is unmistakably expressed in the near future. The simple future, which we will learn in the next lesson, indicates no doubt an action that is yet to happen. But what distinguishes it from the near future is that the action is to take place in the distant future. In the English language too, there are 3 ways of indicating the future. The one that is pertinent to our lesson is the following: going to plus verb. Let me give you an example. Mrs. Lemoine is going to call the post office. Incidentally, this same structure exists in French as well. The present tense of aller plus infinitive of the main verb. The action verb, which is the main verb, retains its infinitive form because in French, whenever there are 2 verbs, the main verb is not conjugated. What is conjugated, however, is the verb aller. And the tense in which this verb is conjugated is the present tense. So the key element in the construction of the near future is the verb aller. When examining irregular third group verbs, we learned that aller means to go and that the verb is always followed by the preposition a and a location. But in today's lesson, we find that the verb aller precedes another verb. So when aller is placed before a verb, aller functions as a structure used for constructing the near future. So now that you know what the function of the near future is and how to construct it, let me illustrate the full conjugation of the verb. Let's take up the same verb again, sortir. Je vais sortir, tu vas sortir, il va sortir, elle va sortir, nous allons sortir, vous allez sortir, ils vont sortir, elles vont sortir. I'll again repeat the words. Let's take up the same verb again, sortir. Je vais sortir, tu vas sortir, il va sortir, Elle va sortir. Nous allons sortir. Vous allez sortir. Ils vont sortir. Elles vont sortir. In the text, the near future has been used 7 times. Le camion de 14 heures va bientôt arriver. The 2 p.m. truck will soon arrive. Nous allons aller le réceptionner. We will go and receive it. Je vais contre-vérifier si ce colis vous appartient ou non. I will cross-check if the parcel belongs to you or not. Nous allons venir le chercher en 20 minutes. We are going to come and collect it in 20 minutes. Vous allez venir ici. You are going to come here. Le camion de livraison va passer chez vous à 16 heures. The delivery truck will pass by your home at 4 p.m. C'est mieux si mon mari va chercher le colis tout de suite. It's better that my husband picks up the parcel right away. Now that we know how to construct the recent past and the near future, let me show you how to use these tenses with pronominal verbs. In the recent past, the pronominal verb will be positioned after the preposition the. But while the verb will remain in the infinitive form, the reflexive pronoun will agree with the subject. For example, je viens de m'occuper de l'envoi. I just handled the shipping. In the near future, the pronominal verb will be positioned after aller. For example, je vais m'occuper de l'envoi. I'm going to handle the shipping. Now let's see how to use these tenses in the negative form. In the recent past, the verb venir will be positioned between the negative word pair. For example, je ne viens pas de recevoir un paquet. I didn't receive a package. In the near future, the verb aller will be positioned between the negative word pair. For example, je ne vais pas envoyer le paquet par poste. I'm not going to send the package by post. Before we revise what we learned, let me summarize today's lesson. The recent past and the near future are 2 tenses that are mostly used in spoken French. Both tenses are formed by the addition of a particular verb placed before the main verb. While the recent past is constructed with venir plus the plus main verb, the near future is constructed with aller plus main verb. The 2 verbs venir and aller are conjugated in the present tense. In this 3rd section, we will revise what we learned in today's session on the recent past and the near future. A short exercise has been provided below. We need to conjugate the verb given within brackets. The tense has been indicated at the end of the sentence. Le colis ne pas arrivé ce soir. Futur proche. Le colis ne va pas arriver ce soir. Nous décharger le camion. Passé récent. Nous venons de décharger le camion. Je consulter la liste de colissage. Futur proche. Je vais consulter la liste de colissage. Les clients refuser le paquet. Endommagé. Passé récent. Les clients vont refuser le paquet endommagé. La livraison être retardée. Futur proche. La livraison va être retardée. Vous se souvenir du numéro de suivi. Passé récent. Vous venez de vous souvenir du numéro de suivi. With this, we come to the end of our 4th lesson. This lesson was divided into 3 sections. In the first section, I read out a French text where the verbs were conjugated either in the recent past or in the near future. In the second section, the construction and use of these 2 tenses were explained. And finally, in the third section, we revise today's lesson by doing an exercise. I hope you enjoyed today's session. In the next lesson, we'll examine the simple future. I hope to see you in the next session. Thank you and à bientôt. See you soon.